Coming up first to the stage, from Colorado, we have Claudia and Erik. Give them a round of applause.
Hi guys, so I'm here with Erik and Claudia, and we're interviewing them today just to get to know them a little bit more and hear about their dance journey and their personal journey, because I think that it's really common that sometimes we don't know the behind the scenes of what it really takes to get them to where they are now. You told me earlier that you actually met before you started dancing, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not before I even knew what bachata was.
You didn't know what bachata was
I didn't know
when
what
you started?
bachata was when I started. He did.
And where were you guys when you met?
Well, we first met at a park down in Glenwood Springs, in Colorado.
Glenwood Springs.
Yeah, and we just had mutual friends, but then we found out we work at the same place. She was a massage therapist, I was a personal trainer. We never knew we'd work at the same place because she worked in the back and I worked in the front. She was done, she would go home, so I wouldn't see her.
What happened? Did you guys have a conversation and just became friends?
Well, no, we had a lot of mutual friends, so we would meet together, in a lot of different events, a lot of different places, right? I did not know that she was available for the longest time, so eventually when I found out, it's like, hey, you want to continue?
And then after that, then we started dating, and then we decided, and then we got engaged, and we decided that, I decided that I wanted to do bachata for our wedding. And so every weekend from there on out, we drove up to La Rumba. You
drove up to La Rumba here in Denver?
Yeah, here in Denver, every weekend for months, for the whole summer.
When you first started, did you feel uncomfortable or like just a little embarrassed to not know what you were doing?
We were so nervous and, and scared and embarrassed, and there were so many feelings.
But you were the most shy, you think?
Yeah, I definitely was the one that was very shy.
When a guy would ask you to dance, did you ever feel like you kind of wanted to say no because you felt maybe like you weren't good enough or you didn't know how to dance?
Oh, definitely. I had a lot of insecurities about dancing with somebody else that I didn't have any comfort with. I never grew up with that in my life.
What were you insecure about? Like, what were the thoughts that were going on in your mind when someone would ask you?
Am I good at this? Am I like completely terrible? Like, is this person gonna be like, why did I ask her to dance? Like, and yeah, I was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, if they try to do something, I was just lost.
Did you feel like maybe you were making them have a bad time because you didn't know what you were doing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't want to feel like I was ruining somebody's dance.
And how did you overcome that idea? Like, what did you have to realize to see that it wasn't about how good you were?
I had to tell myself that if I don't practice, I was never going to get to that point where I could dance with somebody. If I didn't just go out there and say, okay, you know what? I just got to go through that process of, I don't know now, but I'm going to know later.
I had some times where I knew a pattern that I wanted to try and it didn't come through. And then I was stuck within a basic for a few times, keep doing the basic over and over and over. And in my head, I'm going over this picture of what's next, or how do I do it? Was it on 3 and 5? I mean, I was just getting overwhelmed in my head. And at the end of the day, it was really like, okay, I'm gonna dance this, do a couple turns, and then go dance with my wife, who I know how to do some patterns, and then, hey, let's go watch. So like, little by little, but we did practice a lot at home.
Would you say that was the secret? Just practicing and practicing?
Oh yeah, well, confidence really comes from practice. I think that if you want to be confident in something, sometimes you can get it from somewhere deep, and that's desire. That's gonna push you to do something you don't know how to do. But then eventually, to walk with confidence, to dance with confidence, it comes from knowing that you put the work and the time in practicing.
What would be your advice to a guy who he likes the idea of being able to dance, but he's feeling uncomfortable? Because a lot of the times men like the idea and they're like, yeah, and then they they get into the scene where the dancers are good and they can get blocked, because it's like, well, what would you give him advice about to help them get through that?
I think there's two types of being uncomfortable in how I see men react.
Okay.
One is that they just want to stay on the side and watch, and the other one is like, I don't want to embarrass myself. Well, that's within the first one. I don't want to embarrass myself. I think that the best advice I could give to anyone right now, man, is everyone lives within their head. Everyone lives and pays so much attention to their own thoughts that when they're dancing with you, you maybe make a mistake, but they're more focused about them than they're on you. A lot of the times, maybe they judge. It's okay. We're human. We judge, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like just go and practice and embrace, you know, that you're in the process of learning. And at one point, you won't be in that basic.
Yeah.
And it's just like the fun of it, because if you don't go through that stage, you're not gonna get to the point where you want to be. But I think that the best student is the one that's motivated. So if you make him feel uncomfortable, if you're trying to teach him, they block. They won't learn. So why even try? You know. So just have fun, and then if you want to show how the move was, do it about a few counts later.
What would be a few pieces of advice you'd give to women? And you can give examples of your students, because there's a couple different types of insecurities that women have. What would be your advice?
My advice would be that we're all going through this, and we all went through this at one point, but some guys are popular and lots of fellows want to dance with him, so they're taken. So they're not asking you because they're already like have a line of ladies just like waiting to dance.
Right. They're trying to balance.
Yeah, so they're trying to balance.
You see that line or not, you know, there's people waiting to.
Right. You're like, okay, I have the next salsa with Erica, the next bachata with this girl, and a student. And you're actually trying to balance it.
Yeah, I have to get in line with him, you know.
Whatever.
You have to get in line just with your husband.
Yeah, with my husband, you know, because you know he does a good job of listening to follows and making follows feel comfortable. And then some guys I just feel are scared too. You know, I think they can be also scared to dance and maybe ask. So I think it took me a while to realize this, but it's safe for us as a follow to go up to a guy and ask. And it's okay, because this
it did take you a while to feel comfortable to ask?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
For me, it was culture, but I grew up in a culture where it's like, you're with your husband, you dance only with your husband, you don't ask guys to dance, you don't ever do that, and that was a big culture thing for me of, I don't go and dance with anybody else. And even now, I still feel a little funny going, if I was to go to like a different kind of club and I'm dancing with another guy and they're looking at you like, what is she doing? She's not with her husband right now, and you're getting judged.
What people are thinking.
Exactly. So it feels like it's a whole nother world, but I feel like, especially here in Denver, we're starting to build this really safe community where we're able to go and dance with others and just know that it's okay. This is a place where I can dance with Erik, I can dance with other guys, and it's okay, it's not a bad thing.
Like that's through the whole like dance world, bachata and salsa, that is being taught, and people start understanding what the culture is. It's okay for me to dance with someone else, okay for her to dance with someone else.
When we go out and we dance, like when I dance with a guy, I'm just enjoying the dance. I'm not like, oh my gosh, this guy is, like I'm not thinking all this. I'm enjoying the moment, the dance. And that's what we've just both realized together. It's like we're not trying to find somebody else, we're not trying to do any of that. We're just enjoying a dance that we love, that we get to bring out our personalities and we get to just enjoy and have a moment.
How did you guys overcome feelings of jealousy or like, getting triggered, like if you see him dancing with someone else?
Our biggest thing was communication. We told ourselves, like, if there was ever a moment that we felt like we're uncomfortable about something or something bothered us, the biggest thing was to tell each other right away rather than hold it in. Maybe let's try not to dance like a million songs with one person so that we don't, make the other part.
Right.
Yeah, we don't send the wrong message, and
yeah,
it's always about, going and dancing and being in community. We made it very clear, and I think about it because I heard someone else mention something like this. It's like, I don't get to decide whether she has the right to get mad, upset, or not. And it comes down to, like, what is your point of view, or what was your reaction to this? Because, like, maybe I did or said something or looked at someone in a certain way, you know, it was not even that I meant to, and I'm sorry it came that way, but please, sometimes like, she just needs to say it. She's like, let me make this click why I feel like this, and sometimes I'm just like, oh wow, yeah, you're right, my bad.
I would like to bring up your son, because I know that obviously that's, would you say, the most important thing in your life?
I think it's been a beautiful journey of him not only just seeing us do something that we love and that we're following our dreams, but seeing how we can work in a relationship together, because he's there at our practices when sometimes, you know, we're like butting heads about things, but then he sees how we handle things. He gets to see like how he treats me and how to be in like a good relationship, because he sees us working through something, that he gets to see that we stay practicing and that we're dedicated to something, and that we didn't just like give up, but that we're at the gym, we're there practicing all the time. He goes with me to teach classes, you know. And
does he like to dance?
He does, yeah. And what I love about this, he's a very shy kid. He's super shy, super sweet though, and so my hope is that he will continue. This will help him get out of that, because I was very shy too. I feel like coming into this, you know, I was like very intimidated. So I think that's going to help him with not being so shy. And now he's like slowly gets out there and he's danced. He went.
We do footwork. He goes up in the front of the class and does footwork with us.
Yeah, and so so just I think it's going to help him with a few things. And then sometimes we take him to events with us, the ones that we can take him to, and then he'll go and he'll do some social dancing with me, and you know, and he loves it. And so, but yeah, it's just been a balance of trying to work the family and also trying to accomplish something that we love so dearly on top of our jobs. So I'm a massage therapist, and he's a car salesman. And then I also teach Zumba, and then we're teaching our bachata.
So your schedules are really full.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes it's important to not dance for a little while and just reconnect in a different way?
Oh yeah.
I think that's huge, because you know, when we're dancing, especially socially, we dance a few times together, but we're not hanging out the whole time, you know. And I think it's good to have a moment where we're able to communicate, we're able to just have conversations, and I think that's huge in a relationship, is to talk. So doing something outside of dance is definitely important to us, to have our moments together, to keep growing on us.
What do you like to do?
Definitely, I love reading. My goal was to read about 5 books every month, and it's hard for me to say there's one.
What about this year? Is there one book that really impacted you this year?
Yes. Napoleon Hill, I always go back to Napoleon Hill. Just my goodness, I can't even remember the title of that one.
The Think and Grow Rich?
Think and Grow Rich, because it's all about, you know, setting your goals and having the will, the desire in place, and having a plan to do anything, because I think that's the foundation on anything, you know, that you want to accomplish.
And what about you? Do you have some passions that are separate?
Well, I love dancing also on my own.
Yeah.
I like to just put on a song and just kind of be free. I can do like throw my B-girl stuff in there. I can throw my hip hop.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to be a B-girl. Well, I mean, I'm still a B-girl. I still do that on my own. Just not into.
Was that where you started?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I finally got to be creative with dance and just really come out, because I didn't grow up with any ballet, any technical. I never did dance. When I lived in Denver, the culture is beautiful, because everybody is so supportive of one another, and that's what I hope that also the salsa bachata thing can bring more into, because you go to like a b-boy jam, you see that everybody's like cheering and like everybody's like so supportive.
Is there a style of dance that you've never danced before, each of you, that you would love to learn?
Well, we talked about contemporary, but we're just kind of tapping into a little bit of that, right?
Yeah, like classical stuff. I would love, because like I said, I never did that, so I would
Contemporary,
love to learn like classical stuff as well. And then
that would be beautiful with bachata.
Yeah, and then swing dancing, because that seems like
swing dancing would be
fun.
fun.
Looks fun now.
Swing,
Cool.
tango.
But it sounds like you guys took the approach of let's just have fun. Like you can imagine it and think it's nice, but not be so like I have to be the best instead of just. And now, little by little, you guys are really good dancers.
Oh, for sure. Thank
you.
It's
like
beautiful.
I love your footwork. I think that's like my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
You have really good footwork. Like,
thank you.
you need to take their class.
Thank you.
Do you have a maybe 5 years from now, like something that could be really big, but that you would love to one day have that reality, like 5 years from now?
Me would be having eventually a dance studio.
Ah,
I want to be able to grow a studio, grow a community, continue growing on the community that we have, and just having a studio somewhere where other kids, I really want to be able to have kids come and have options, because we live in an area where there's not a lot of options for things, and so just being able to have more dance and not, there's ballet and that kind of stuff, but I want other things.
What about for you?
Dance is something that has become very, very meaningful for me and for her. So we've been growing this community, and I think that we've realized, it's crazy how everything has been working. Like doors have been opening, opportunities here and there, but none of this stuff we planned. Like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, or this is what's gonna happen. At the end of the day, it's like what we love doing. We start doing it because we love doing this. And we've talked about this, like, you know what, let's just keep doing what we're doing, keep learning, and then whenever the doors open up, we'll see what the options are.
What advice would you give someone who's just starting out dancing?
Don't be afraid. Everybody starts off there. Everybody starts off being the one that just has to go out and ask somebody to dance for the first time. It's okay.
And maybe you're not good at dancing, you're not the best, go out and do it, because I bet you everyone's gonna have a breakthrough, but you have to start somewhere.
Like, how often do you practice? How many hours a week?
We practice at about 5 days.
5 days.
5 days.
And you're like, people might think that you're just good because now you're good, but you're still practicing every day.
Oh yeah.
And you still go back to the basics.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Basics are huge. I think your body movement, all of that is just, it's always good to practice all that stuff.
Yeah.
Technique,
Amazing advice. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right, so now we have a very special thing coming up for you guys. So Erik and Claudia are going to present their very first performance routine. So stay tuned. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yo quiero verte esta noche, quiero tenerte otra vez para sentir tus besos de miel. Love the way your eyes meet mine. When you're so close to me, cuando estás cerca de mí. You're all I want. You're I need you, just in case I need you. aunque estés con él, confiésale que con un susurro se erizará toda tu piel, confiésale y dile la verdad, que soy yo el hombre que se esconde en tu cama al despertar, confiésale que ningún mortal nos podrá separar. Dile que me perteneces aunque estés con él, confiésale que con un susurro se erizará toda tu piel, confiésale